It's not good news coming in through from the camp of Manchester United, as during the pre-match press conference for the game of Bournemouth, the manager of Manchester United broke silence that Amadi Diallo's season is finally over. And why is it finally over? We're obviously going to be giving you the reason as to why the manager has come up and obviously told us why the season is obviously over. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, guys, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and let's continue to subscribe as we want to hit 21,000 subscribers. We are less by 300 subscribers, and so please do the needful in there for you. We are having Patrick Dorgu into the mix, and Amadi Diallo, Matthias Dalot, and Aiden Heaven update onto this opening video of the day, and that is the 26th of April in the mix. So let's see what your thoughts are about this, as I obviously break down this story and really bring you my thoughts in there for you, because this is a channel where we share different thoughts. Now, the manager of Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, told us that there is a possibility of an end to the season, but I don't know will he week by week, cause he works really hard and can recover well. So we'll see. He has a muscle problem in his calf. He's been playing a lot of matches. We've tried to manage it, but he felt something. So if you're asking yourself what kind of injury Diogo Dalot has found himself out of the season because of it, it's all about a muscle problem in his calf. And by the way, the manager has given us the right reason. And this shows you how we are shite when it comes to the players playing in his position. Diogo Dalot has been played as a left wing back and right wing back most of this season, but remember, he's one of those players that has played almost every game for the club of Manchester United. And in the Premier League only, Dalot has not really forsaken his duties. He has readily been available every time the manager has pointed at him to come and play. And remember, he has been playing very many games. And with the injuries that went ahead obviously come at Manchester United in huge numbers, Diogo Dalot found himself not getting ample resting time. And in the Premier League, he has played 32 games. That is in the Premier League this season. UEFA Europa League 12, those are 44 games. Then EFL Cup, he has played through the 47. He played in the Community Shield, and those are 48. When you add on the FA Cup games that we played against Arsenal, I think there was Leicester City. I think Fulham went ahead to obviously knock United out. So that means in total he has gone ahead to play 50 games plus those of the national team. And remember, even last season he played almost every game and went to the Euros with the Portuguese national team, meaning that this was just a matter of time. And by the way, it's a very huge miss for him as a player, as when you look at him playing as a right wing back, he had obviously mastered the art of really playing there. He had scored 3 goals in the UEFA Europa League. You know that is Diogo Dalot for you. 3 assists in the Premier League, 3 goals in the UEFA Europa League, 1 assist in the EFL Cup. That is Diogo Dalot for you. And he had gone ahead obviously pick up the rhythm, and this is what really shocks me, as I did a story of Amadi Diallo yesterday that he's returning. I thought that no other player was obviously going to get injured, but we all know to it that these players are not robots, right? These players are not robots, and they obviously face problems like this, and we all know to it that it won't really end here. It's really gonna be a very important miss for the club of Manchester United, as you look at the game of Atletico Bilbao and you ask yourself, who is obviously going to be played as a right wing back? And the immediate answer is Mazarawi. But if you bring in Mazarawi, that means you are really reducing the number of options that you have to play into your back 3, as you are having Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro, Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof. Who else is there to play to the central defense? Meaning that we are obviously going to be shite, and I don't know what the manager is obviously going to be doing into that central defense. But there is a youngster that the manager really introduced when United was obviously playing a team known as Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he really played very, 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 very well. And if you know his name, he's Fredriksson. And Fredriksson really went ahead to represent to the fullest. He played 90 minutes, and looks like the manager had smelled something that maybe we are shite in central defense and we need to obviously get in more and more and more and more players in there for you. And this 20-year-old player is really an English player, and the manager gave him a chance to feature, and maybe in the game of Bournemouth, maybe the manager will obviously give him a go. And he's really good. He can play as a right-sided centre-back or left-sided centre-back, and he's a right-footed player. So we are waiting to see how things really pan out for the club of Manchester United. But I tell you, it's obviously very scary for Amadi Diallo for Manchester United, as Dalot joins those players into the sick bay. And who are still there? Lisandro Martinez, Hayden Heaven, you can talk about Joshua Zirkzee, right? Who else is injured? That backline, Matthias de Ligt, that backline is really depleted because of the injuries that we're hearing. John Evans is another one who is really injured. So we have to keep our hands crossed that when you're playing against Bournemouth, we don't really see ourselves really getting an injury, especially in the central defense, as we will find ourselves in a very bad position when you're playing against Atletico Bilbao. Yet we want to win this tournament and see to it that all goes on well as planned. So for Dalot, obviously Mazzara will be pushed into the right wing back position, and we'll see how things will pan out for the club of Manchester United into the mix. But the manager has also given us hope that maybe he might return, but he's really working hard to obviously return. And that muscle injury, if you've obviously been following up onto the muscle injury duration, let me check here. Calf, let me see what they tell us. How long duration? They tell us the recovery time for a calf muscle injury varies depending on the severity of the strain, but generally ranges from 2 weeks to 16 weeks. Now, we don't know whether it's grade 1 or grade 2. Grade 1, it takes 1 to 3 weeks to heal. And if you talk about 3 weeks from now, maybe he can play into the UEFA Europa League final if we get there. If it's a grade 2, typically 3 to 6 weeks in there for you. So we wait to see. Grade 3, 3 to 4 months. And if it's a torn calf muscle, it takes 6 to 12 weeks of recovery. So I tell you what, I've given you the assumptions. Now we wait and see what type of injury this guy is going to hit to get, because very soon we'll obviously get to know the type of injury that Diogo Dalot has going to hit to get. But for Dalot, he has been an amazing player. Some have been really coming up here trying to obviously criticize him as a player for Manchester United, but I know for any human and for any job that we do, criticism is always part of the job that people really come up and do. So I don't find it as a very big offense when people come up and obviously criticize people who obviously come up and obviously do the needful. But all in all, I want to let you know it's really a vibe that you have to come up to and really understand that things will obviously be like that. For players that are not robots, they'll obviously get injured. Now, the manager also had the following to say about the players. Amadi Diallo is close, Matthias de Ligt is close, Aiden Heaven is not ready. So, Amadi Diallo is close. I brought that story yesterday. Matthias de Ligt is close. Now, if you're not having Diogo Dalot, and at least we get Matthias de Ligt back, that really gives us a very good goal, because I noticed that Mazzaro can play well as a right wing back. That is it. And if you conceal that three-man central defense with the addition of de Ligt, then it gives United a very good goal. As I tell you, if you are having a player known as Lenioro playing onto the right, sorry, the left of the central defense. Then you're having Dalot on the right of the central defense and Harry Maguire playing at the center of the central defense. It can give us a very huge goal as a team. So for Aiden Heaven, we don't exactly when he's obviously going to be returning, because as we went into the international break, he was seen at Carrington, and most of us were like, he's really coming and returning. But guess what? It is really one of those moments that has really seen the youngster see his season maybe come to an end. But all in all, we wait to see how the manager will obviously plan for the game we're obviously going to be playing against Atletico Bilbao. Because for Bournemouth, I know he's really going to be resting more players, as he knows that these players are really going to be getting a very huge goal in there for you. So, after that, we are talking about Patrick Dorgu, another player that has come in through and fit in like a glove for the club of Manchester United. I like his defensive and offensive play, the crosses he puts in, and the only problem he's having is that he hasn't gotten that communication with Rasmus Højlund or the forwards that we have. But I know if he sinks in right, especially in such positions, I tell you, he's going to turn out to be a monster at the club of Manchester United. And for everyone who thinks that it is really going to be an easy job for other teams to obviously go against us next season, you should revise your thoughts, because United is going to come in you thick and fast and obviously put in a very huge goal. So that is Dorgu, and this is what he has gone to say about the Premier League. It's a very fast league. It's a very physical league. So I think here this was my game. I just need to get more games in the Premier League to get used up to the tempo. And obviously, that is it. I know he's going to be one of the best left wing backs in the Premier League next season, because he's using these 6 months or 5 as an orientation, because he was signed by Manchester United in January of this year. That was the winter transfer window, and the manager has given him all what he needs to play in there for you. And his drive is positive, though he really went ahead to get a red card in there for you. But I see a lot of potential in this player. And when you look at his games for the club of Manchester United in the Premier League, he has so far played 7 games, 0 goals and 0 assists, 2 yellow cards and 1 red card. In the UEFA Europa League, he has played 4 games, 0 goals and 0 assists. So when he talks about him getting in more games to obviously get that all get adapted to the Premier League, then it is a very huge call for the player known as Patrick Dorgu. He is 1.85 meters tall, 20 years of age. What a signing for the club of Manchester United. And who is ready for the battle next season, as Dorgu is obviously going to be facing competition from the following players: Harry Amaz, who is already impressing right now, and the other player is going to be Diogo. So I want to see these people battling it out well and see who is obviously going to be winning the heart for the manager. And for Harry Amaz, he really has a very special place into the club of Manchester United that some people haven't even talked about. Even me, in my previous videos, I haven't gone ahead to obviously talk about it. But it's all about Harry Amaz coming in through and obviously having what you call a homegrown advantage. Man United needs homegrown players, and Harry Amaz is one of those, coming from the academy. He's English, ticking all the boxes, and I know the player in Patrick Dorgu and Harry Amaz have to obviously and Diego Leon have to come out and obviously express their best if they are to kick this player out of Manchester United to look for a loan elsewhere. Your thoughts on Diego Dalot's season finally over are welcome in the comment section. And who do you think will be a perfect right wing back for the club of Manchester United in there? Do you think we should go for one during the summer transfer window? We out. Bye bye and good morning.